Okay, any pains or injuries before we start? Okay. So, Leona, avoid the circle, right? Yeah. All right, good day, everyone. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubinti.com, and if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Today's class is open flow. It is a level 1, level 2. If you're working with any kind of special conditions and limitations, make sure that you do modify or skip poses altogether. Always making good decisions about your movement practice so that you don't create any injuries or perpetuate any injuries. Now, if your hips are tight, you might want to elevate sitting up on some blocks or a blanket. All right, palms face up, fingers come to Jnana Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. Grounding evenly through your seat, elongate through your spine. And with your lips touching, regulate your breath by breathing only through your nose. And let your inhales even out with your exhales. Smoothing out the breath, let the breath start to quiet your mind, drawing your senses inwards. Whenever you're ready, Ujjayi breath, ocean's breathing. So with your lips touching and a slight restriction to the back of the throat, creating the ha sound as you inhale and exhale, kind of like you're trying to fog up a mirror with your nose. Three ohms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart. Pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs. Lifting the heart up toward the sky. Setting your intention for yoga practice. Devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Sarva Vushtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Bihyandraha, Bihyandraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes, palms face up, fingers come back to Jnana Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Right hand to the left side of the head, pulling gently. Patricia, switch hands. Tilting this way, Kelly. Yeah. And then draw the chin toward the right shoulder. Continue to pull gently to the back of the head so you're stretching your neck. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right side. And then chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction, ear to one side. Roll it back, opposite side. Roll the center. Go in that same direction a few more times. So using these circles to warm up your neck and your shoulders. And one more giant circle. Chin back toward the chest and pause. And then taking the opposite direction and moving just slowly. And chin back toward the chest. Lifting the chin parallel to the floor, neutral spine. Extend the legs forward, separating your feet, supporting with the hands to either side of you. And then turn your toes toward each other. And then roll them out. 2 more times. Draw in, roll out, draw in. Take outer rotations as you circle the ankles. So now you're moving your hip joints, knee joints, ankle joints. Take it back to center. Switch them around. Inner rotations, opposite direction. And come back to center again. Cross your shins and take the opposite shin on top. So this is your non-dominant crossing of the legs. It might feel a little awkward, a little bit tighter than the first side. Okay, when you're ready, arms up, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right, right hand behind you. Left hand to the right knee. Inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Legs forward, forward fold. Raising the arms up high. Inhale. Exhale. Reach forward to grab your feet, your ankles or your shins. Now re-lengthen your spine so you have a neutral spine. And then on the exhale, hinge at the hips to draw forward, keeping a neutral spine. So any seated forward fold, right? Avoid the rounding of the spine and shrugging of your shoulders. Instead, find lengthiness, and then from there, keeping a neutral spine, hinge at the hips. So you don't have to go that far forward to get an effective lower back stretch. Now, if your hamstrings are really tight, you can always bend your knees, and then using the same method of lengthy spine as you reach forward. So you should feel a nice stretch to your lower back. And start to release, soles of feet together, knees apart. And then let's butterfly your knees just a little bit to get more hip opening. And then come back to stillness. Draw your heels in even closer. Forward folding, inhale, lengthen, exhale. You can press your elbows to your inner thighs to get more hip opening as you draw forward. So this is your Baddha Konasana, the cobbler's pose. And start to release, make your way back up. Swing the legs back behind you for down dog, and start to pedal out the legs, walking it out side to side. All right, come back to stillness in the down dog. Your hands are about shoulders width, palms are flat. Either your middle fingers are pointing straight forward or your index fingers, either is fine. Feet are separated about hips width. Your heels are reaching down toward the floor, but they actually never touch. So there's always a little bit of space for you to reach for. If your hamstrings are tight, you can always keep a slight bending at the knees. If your hamstrings are pretty good here, you can straighten out the legs and feel for the stretch at the back of the legs. On the inhale, come forward into your plank, keeping your toes tucked under. On the exhale, gently drop your hips a little bit as you lift your chest, and this is your tuck toe up dog. Exhale, roll it back to down dog. Let's do that 3 times. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Hips drop a little bit as you lift your chest for a back bend. Exhale, take it back to down dog. 1 more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dropping the hips as you lift your chest, keeping your toes tucked under. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose as you round the spine, so you're shifting your shoulders over your wrists, high up on your left hip toes. Inhale, kick it back up, open up the hips and bend your right knee, sideward scorpion. Right knee's reaching up, left heel's reaching down. Raise your right leg back up, square off your hips, stepping your right foot forward, back heel comes down for warrior 1. So as you ground the back heel down, anchoring down, you want to lunge your front knee forward to line up over the front heel, so you should have a vertical line with your shin. Arms up toward the sky, warrior 1. On the exhale, keep the legs as they are, open up the torso to the left side for warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Put your shirt the other way. Exhale, side angle. Right arm to top of the right leg to modify, or the right hand to the floor. Left arm reaching up, side angle. Inhale, take it back up, reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. 3 progressive cobras every time we go a little higher. So walk your hands back alongside the rib cage, elbows drawn in. On the inhale, lift up baby cobra. So your belly and your lower ribs stay on the floor. On the exhale, lower almost all the way down, still hovering. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. So this time your belly, your lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down, still hovering. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms for cobra, take it. If that's a little bit deep for you and you have to keep a bending of the elbows, keep it there. So this is your cobra pose. Lower all the way down to the belly, child's pose. Feet toward the heels and folding forward, stretching your lower back. And then take it back up to down dog. Inhale, left heel up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose and round the spine. Shoulders over your wrists, high up on your right tiptoes, rounding of the spine. Inhale, kick your left leg back up, stack your hips one over the other, and bend your left knee. Left knee is reaching upwards toward the sky, right heel is reaching downwards toward the floor. Raise your left leg back up, square off your hips, stepping your left foot forward, back heel comes down, warrior 1, arms up high and extend. Right, keeping the left knee over the heel, vertical line will give you lots of support, ground through the back heel down. Exhale, open up the arms, open up the hips for warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Exhale, side angle, left arm to top left leg, or the hand to the floor, right arm reaching up. So either is fine. Inhale, take it back up, reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Exhale, hands to the floor, left foot, stepping back plank. Inhale, 1 breath, exhale all the way down to the belly. So again, 3 progressive cobras, hands alongside the rib cage. Lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher, belly, lower ribs away from the floor. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms, so cobra, take it. Exhale all the way down. Child's pose, feet toward the heels and fold. Take back up to down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose and around the spine. Inhale, kick up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. This time, right knee to touch the outside of the right arm, stay hovering. Inhale, kick it back up, 3-legged dog. Stepping, you rise it forward, warrior 1, arms up high and extend. Then taking your left hand to grab the right wrist. Notice the palm is facing upwards, grabbing the wrist. So pulling to extend and then side bending over to your left. So pull actively with your left hand. Take it back up, switch hands, extend, side bend to the right. Take it back to center, arms up. Flexing, extending through your palms, reaching out. You're going to take circles forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back out to neutralize and then go the opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face up, warrior 1. Open it up for warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle. Lengthen out the right leg, right hand to top of the shin or to the floor, left arm reaching up. Inhale, all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. So version 2 of your progressive cobra. We're going to hold it. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra, and hold it here. Press into your hands. Lift up a little higher and hold it there. Press into your hands. Lift up even higher. Cobra pose. Lower all the way down. Child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. Take it back to down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose and round. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the left knee to the outside of the left arm and touch. Kick back up, stepping the left foot forward. Warrior 1. Right hand touching your left wrist, extend, side bend to the right. Back to center, switch hands, extend, side bend to your left. Back to center, arms up, and then again, extension through your palms, reaching out. You're going to take the circles back this time first. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press your palms out again, this time going forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the palms up, warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Triangle, lengthen out the left leg. Left hand to top the shins. If you're modifying, your hamstrings are tight. Or the left hand to the floor if you can touch down easily. Inhale all the way back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Version 2 of your progressive cobra. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Full extension of your arms for cobra. All the way down. Child's pose. Feet toward the heels and fold. And then down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Right knee outside of the right arm and touch. Kick back up. Inhale, exhale, right knee to the left arm. Kick back up. Stepping your right foot forward. Warrior 1. Wrap the hands back behind you, interlace your fingers. Lift up, gaze upwards. Exhale, bow forward. Devotional warrior. Crown of the head to the inside of the foot. Inhale all the way back up. Warrior 1. Hands together in prayer, interlace your fingers and press your palms forward. On the inhale, lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward, and add a twist to the right 3 times. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Stay twisting to the right. Then release your right hand behind you, half bind. And then left arm to outer right knee and twist deeper in a twisted side angle. Inhale all the way back up. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Extended side angle. So again, modifying as you need, or the right hand to floor. And then left palm facing down and reach forward to the front of the room. Keep that extended side angle and lengthen out just your right leg, becoming extended triangle. Then take the left hand to the floor And frame your right foot with hands to either side. Re-lengthen your spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold forward over your right leg in a pyramid. Keep your left hand down. Raise your right arm up to twist into a rotated triangle. Bend the front knee, right hand behind you. Half bind into a rotated side angle with a half bind. Then inhale, come all the way up and around. Reverse warrior, stretching out your right side. You rotate. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. This time, full push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Left knee in towards the nose. Kick up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Left knee outside of the left arm and touch. Kick it back up. Knee comes into twist, touching your right arm. Kick it back up. Step in, your left foot forward. Warrior one. Wrap the hands back behind you, interlace, but take the non-dominant interlacing of your hands so the other thumb on top. Broaden your shoulders, lift up, gaze upwards. Bow forward, devotional warrior. Crown of the head to the inside of the foot. All the way back up, warrior one. Hands together in prayer, but this time take the opposite thumb on top, some non-dominant interlacing of your hands, and press forward. Lengthen front leg, reach up high. Bend the front knee, press forward, and twist left. 3 times. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Square center, lengthen, reach up. Bend, press forward, and twist. Stay twisting to your left. Release your left hand behind you for the half bind, and right arm to outer left knee to deepen your twist. Inhale all the way back up. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back. Exhale, extended side angle. Modifying again, elbow to the knee or the hand to the floor. And the right palm face down, reach forward. Extended side angle. Keep that extended side angle and just lengthen out your left leg. Extended triangle. Then take the right hand to the floor, square up your shoulders, frame your left foot with your hands to either side. Inhale, re-lengthen your spine. Exhale, deepen the forward fold if you can. A slight bending of the left knee if you need it. Keep the left leg extended. Keep the right hand down and raise your left arm up to twist. And then bending just your left knee and left hand behind you with a half bind. So this becomes a rotated side angle with a half bind. Then on the inhale, come all the way up and around, reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Forward and up to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. 3 times, same thing. Inhale, right leg up. Right knee in toward the nose. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up again. Step your right foot forward. Low lunge. And then raise the arms up high for high lunge. So in a lunge position, you're balancing on the back toes. On the inhale, lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. 3 times. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching up. Bend the front knee. High lunge. This time is your left knee dipping toward the floor but still hovering, and then lift back up. Dip the left knee down. Lift back up. Dip. Lengthen. Hands to the floor. Lengthen over your right leg. Then bend the front knee. Left knee comes down for crescent moon. Untuck the back toes. Now, if your knees are sensitive and you need extra padding, if you have a towel, you can use a towel. Or double fold your mat. Left side folding towards center will give you extra cushioning to your knee. Once you're set, untuck your back toes. Walk your hands to the top of the thighs and lunge the hips forward. So you're getting a stretch into your left quads, left hip, and left psoas. Then press your hands into your thighs and lean the upper torso back. So think about your belly drawing away from your thighs and leaning the upper torso back. You naturally start to look upwards at an angle. So now once your base is set and you're ready, arms up. Venus Mudra, index fingers pointing, interlacing all the other fingers, and reach back actively. Then release your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, and broaden your shoulders, reach your knuckles back, deepen the back bend. Then releasing hands to the inside of the right foot. Turn the right toes out at an angle. Right thigh also turns out 30 to 45 degrees. You can walk your left hand a little bit wider for better support, and then raise your right arm up into a half bind, right hand behind you, and twist. If this is good enough, stay here. For those of you with better flexibility, you can bend your left knee, reach back to grab the left foot with your right hand, and that will give you a bind. And you want to kick your foot away from you. When you kick your foot away, that creates a bowing effect, right, between your right arm and the left foot, left leg. And that will give you better stretch into your right arm, right shoulder. If you have your bind, release your binds. Then everyone, raise your right arm up over the right ear, tilting toward the left side for the side stretch. Right hand to your left side. And then threading the needle, right arm threads underneath your left. As you reach your right hand to your left side, you can bend your left elbow, drawing your shoulder and the cheek toward the floor. Nice. I did a deep stretch to the outer right leg, right hip joint. Release, take it back up, walk your hands to center, and then walk your hands forward. Lizard pose, if you can, forearms down to the floor. If you cannot take your forearms down, you can just walk your hands slightly further forward, keeping arms extended, but your hips are moving forwards and downwards. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in, and turn the right toes back forward to point straight forward. Frame your hands to either side of the right foot. Half split. You're going to tuck your left toes under, shift your hips over your left knees, and then on the inhale, lengthen your spine as you flex your right foot. Exhale, draw forward into that forward fold. So now you should feel a deep stretch to your right hamstrings, right calf. Alrighty, step the right foot back down. Frame your right foot with your hands, lift the left knee. So now back in a low lunge. Revolved half moon. Left hand forward about a foot from your toes and a little bit off to left side. Tip the weight forward to balance on the right leg. Reach your left heel back. Now once you have your balance, raise your right arm up, rotating to the right side with your upper torso. So it's opposite hand and foot, left hand down, right foot down. Right arm up to the sky to twist. You may stay there if this is good enough. If you're binding, right hand to your left foot, grab your foot and kick back.
All right, so everything's optional. If it's easier for you to just remain in revolved half moon, just keep your left leg extended back, right arm up. If it's easy for you to bind, go ahead and bind. All right, let's break. Release to step the left foot all the way back to come up into reverse warrior. Stretch it out again. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga, push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose 3 times. Inhale, kick up. Left knee in toward the nose. Inhale, kick up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up again. Stepping your left foot forward, low lunge. Raise the arms up high for high lunge. So you're balancing on the back toes. Once you steady your balance, inhale, lengthen and reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside 3 times. Lengthen, reach up. Bend the front knee, arms alongside. Lengthen, reach up. Keep the arms reaching and bend the front knee. It's your high lunge. Then dip your right knee toward the floor. Lift back up. Dip the right knee toward the floor. Lift back up. Dip the right knee. Lift back up. Hands to the floor to either side of the left foot and lengthen over your left leg for a rest. Then bend the front knee, crescent moon. Right knee comes down to the floor. Extra padding as you need. Untuck the back toes. Walk your hands to top of the thighs and then lunge your hips forward, getting into quad stretch, hip stretch, psoas stretch. Pressing your hands into your thighs, belly away from the top of the thighs, leaning your upper torso back, gently looking up. And arms up. Venus Mudra. Extend. Then wrapping your hands back behind you, take the non-dominant interlacing of your hands, broaden your shoulders, and deepen the back bend. Then release your hands to the inside of the left foot. Turn the left toes out at an angle. Left thigh also turns out in the same angle. Then walk your right hand a little bit wider. Raise your left arm up and behind you, half bind and twist. So notice that the hips are still moving straight forward. You're not falling out to the side of the leg, right? You're keeping the hips moving straight forward. The rotation happens at the mid and upper back. If you're going further to bind, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand, grab the foot and kick back. If you have your binds, release your binds, then everyone raise your left arm up, reaching toward the right side, so you're getting into a left side stretch. Thread the needle, left arm threads underneath your right, and as you bend your right elbow, lower your left shoulder, left cheek toward the floor. You don't have to touch down. So as you rotate here and you're reaching your left hand to right side, you're getting the outer left arm, shoulder blade stretch. You're going deep into your left hip. Lift back up, walk your hands back in. Walk your hands forward about a foot and then lowering your forearms. If that's not possible, keep your arms extended and just lean your hips forwards and downwards. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in. Tuck the right toes under. You're going to turn the left toes back forward and frame your left foot, half split. You're going to shift your hips back over your right knee, flex your left foot, inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Step your left foot back down. Frame your left foot with your hands. Tuck the right toes under for low lunge. Walk your right hand forward about a foot, a little bit up to right side, and tip the weight forward into revolved half moon. Right heel is reaching back, left arm is reaching up for a twist. Yvonne, switch hands. And then we're going further to bind. Left hand to bind to the right foot and kick back. All right, break. Step the right foot all the way back. Come all the way up and around. Reverse warrior. And then chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Right foot forward, standing forward bend. Once you get to the front of the mat, separate your feet about mat's width distance. The right hand comes to center, creating a tripod. So the right hand should be right underneath your right shoulder. Bend your right knee, keep the left leg extended. Raise your left arm up to twist. Left hand comes down, switch sides. Walk your left hand to center, bend your left knee, straighten out your right leg, right arm up to twist. Right hand comes back down, square everything off with both hands supporting, so even things out, creating symmetry. Then you're going to bend your knees, let the seat drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back, coming back to a more neutral spine, and your spine is nice and engaged and lengthened. Then shift back toward the heels a little bit, releasing your arms out to the side. So crown of the head reaching forward, tailbones reaching back. You're in a deep squat. You're beginning to feel for the quads now as you extend the arms out. Lift the torso up about 45 degrees and angle the arms forward. So now you're in a wide-legged chair pose, as if you were swimming in your breaststroke. Swim the arms back. Swim the arms forward. Swim the arms back. Swim the arms forward. Swim back. This time, as you swim forward, lengthen out the legs, rise up into a slight back bend. Keeping your back bend, wrap the hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, broaden your shoulders some more, reach back with your knuckles, and maybe even deepen the back bend even more. Come all the way back up, releasing hands, extend the arms up. Side bending to the right, neutralizing your spine. Come back to center, side bending to your left. Back to center, arms out to a T, twist right. Back to center, twist left. So your spine should feel pretty neutral at this point. Back to center, step the left foot into the middle. Tree pose, pick up the right knee. Draw the right knee out to the side, grabbing that foot, take it to inner left leg. Take it to the inner left leg above the knee if you can. If that's very difficult for you for balance, go below the knee. Once you're set, arms up in a wide position and holding it here in balance. And so if you have socks on and your leggings, right, it could be kind of slippery. So that means you really have to press your foot strongly against your inner left leg back into your right foot. So that's how you keep the footing, right? Otherwise, it's very slippery. 2 more breaths. All right, raise the arms back up. Step the right foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Crow pose. Walking hands forward about 1.5 foot, shift to your tiptoes. Ground the palms flat to the floor, fingers wide spread. Once you have your arms, you're going to bend the elbows back, taking your knees to the back of the arms, making contact between your knees to the back of the arms. Gaze is slightly forward to the floor ahead of you. Now, if you're not ready to take the feet off the floor, that is okay. Just gently shift the weight forward, bearing weight into your arms. You want to eventually line up your elbows over your wrists. Stay here with your toes on the floor and just working on that balance, or shift forward a little bit more and raise your toes off the floor, coming into your arm balance of crow pose. If that's too advanced for you right now, maybe just shift forward and stay on your tiptoes. Still holding for another 3, 2, 1. When you're ready to break, step the feet back down, walk your feet all the way back to down dog. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Walk your hands forward, forearms down, Sphinx pose. So once you have your forearms down, grab opposite elbows, and that will help you line up your elbows over your under your shoulder. Sorry, and then take your forearms to parallel, palms forward. Once you have your forearms parallel, check that your shoulders and your elbows are lined up, so you have arms that are roughly about 90 degrees. That will give you the better support. Then press your belly and your lower ribs to the floor to flatten your lower back. And then in opposition, press your forearms down to lift your chest. Now, gaze is not straight forward. That's crunching the back of the neck. Gaze is toward the floor, slightly ahead of you. So you come back to a more neutral position with your cervical spine. You want to actively reach your toes back to extend the legs, but at the same time, you don't want to overwork your glutes by squeezing your glutes too much, right? So try to find that balance between reaching your toes back and without squeezing your glutes. All right? We're going to take circles with the head in one direction. So with your chin toward the chest, you're going to reach your chin to your left shoulder. Upwards toward the sky as you look up, to the right shoulder, and then back toward the chest. 2 more times. Left shoulder, toward the sky, right shoulder, chest. Left shoulder, sky, right shoulder, chest. Stay here. And then as you come out of the pose, you're going to lift the elbows slightly upwards as you move the elbows outwardly, lowering your chest. Walk your hands back and very slowly make your way back to child's pose. So you are in that back bend for quite some time, so you want to go slow into your forward bend in child's pose. Camel pose. Walk your hands in as you lift the torso, tuck the toes under. So you should have 1/5 distance between your knees. So your knees are slightly separated. Then you're going to stand up on your knees, tucking your toes under. Hands are to your lower back. Your palms are to your lower back, your fingers rounding the top of the glutes. Draw the elbows back to broaden your chest. Lean the hips slightly forward to activate your quads. As your hips move forward, your upper torso leaning back, working on the back bend. Now keep the gaze looking slightly upwards at an angle for now, right? Now, if you're good enough, stay here. If you want to go further, you have a deeper back bend. You can reach your hands toward the heels, go a little bit deeper. And then to make that even more refined, you want to move the hips forward, broaden your shoulders, and if you can drop your head back comfortably, go ahead and do that. If your neck is not so flexible and it's more comfortable for you to look forward instead, lift the head and look forward. So this is your camel pose, Ustrasana. To come out of the pose, lift the head to look forward, then lift the torso as well, then gently walking hands forward, down dog. Lifting your knees, walking back. Then stepping your right foot forward between your hands. Left foot forward, standing forward bend. So again, you're toward the front of the mat. Separate your feet about mat width distance. Bend both knees. Left elbow pressing to the inner left knee. Left hand pressing to the inner right knee. And then squeeze your thighs together so your quads are activated. Then on the inhale, raise your right arm up into a twist, half bind, right hand behind you to your lower back. Squeeze your inner thighs so your left forearm is acting as resistance. The stronger you squeeze, the more action into your quads, into your hip flexors. Raise your right arm back up, right hand to the floor, both hands down, and lengthen out the legs and shake out your hips side to side. So neutralizing a little bit, resting a little bit your quads. All right, come back to center. Bend both knees again. Right elbow, inner right knee. Right hand, inner left knee. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Knees are bent. Raise the left arm up to twist into half bind. Left hand behind you. And then squeeze your inner thighs. Draw your left shoulder more open toward the sky. So your quads should start to fire up at this point. Let's break, releasing your left hand up and down, and then both hands down to the floor, lengthen out the legs, and again, sway out your hips side to side. Come back to center in stillness. Bend your knees, let the feet drop a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back to come back to a more neutral spine. Extend the arms out to the side. Crown of the head reaching forward, tailbones reaching back. Knees are bent, quads are strong. Then as you lift the torso up about 45 degrees, reach your arms forward to a diagonal. So it's a wide-legged chair pose. On the exhale, swim the arms back. Inhale, swim the arms forward. Swim the arms back. Swim the arms forward. Swim the arms back this time. Swimming the arms forward as you rise up into a slight back bend. Keeping the back bend. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace with the other thumb on top. Broadening even more. Deepening your back bend if you have more. All the way back up. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, side bending to the left. Back to center. Side bending to the right. Back to center. Arms out to a T. Twist to your left. Square back. Twist to the right. Square back. Step the right foot in towards center. Pick up the left knee. Tree pose. Sole of the left foot, inner right leg above the knee joint or below the knee joint. Once you have the footing, arms up and out in a wide position. And hold them here. Starting to break, arms up. Step the left foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward. So you have a choice here. This time, you can take a second crow pose, measure it out. Or if you want to take yogic squat instead, walk your feet wider, toes turn out, hands together in prayer. All right, so yogic squat, or if you like a crow pose, second crow pose. All right, let's start to break. Hands to the floor. Walk your feet back to down dog. Once you're back to down dog, come forward into your plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. And again, let's measure out for your Sphinx pose. Grabbing opposite elbows to measure out shoulders width, forearms back down. Check your shoulders and your elbows vertical, and then you have 90 degrees with your arms. Then press your belly and you lower it to the floor to stretch your lower back. Press your forearms down to lift your chest, looking slightly forward toward the floor. All right, so you want to keep the back of the neck neutral, right? So what happens is when you look forward, you crunch the back of the neck, right? So you don't want that here. You want to relax your neck. So looking slightly down toward the floor will give you a much better position. All right, come back to neutral. You're going to press your forearms down, your hands down to lift the elbows up. So you're in a more modified cobra pose here, right? So here, you're going to turn the chin toward the left shoulder, and then just press your chin. Sorry, I don't know my body parts. Draw your chin toward the left shoulder actively. Start to release. Square back to center. Draw the chin toward the right shoulder and press your chin toward the right shoulder. Take it back to center. Press strongly into your hands. Lift your sternum, your heart center forward and up, and gently looking up. So you are crunching the back of the neck, but you're opening up the throat. And you're going to go the opposite. Chin toward the chest as you compress the front of the throat. You're opening the back of the neck. All right, come back to neutral spine. Bend the elbows to lower down, elbows outwardly. Lower your chest, walk your hands back, child's pose. Again, nice and slow. So you want to back bend for a while. Take your time to travel back into a forward fold in child's pose. Again, roll back up to camel pose. So your knees should be about 1/5 distance apart, and that would generally be about hips width distance apart. Tucking your toes under, lifting your seat. Again, palms to your lower back, fingers rounding the top of the glutes. Draw the elbows back to broaden your chest. Lean the hips forward to activate your quads as you move your hips forward, upper torso leaning back. And again, if you want to go for the deeper pose, hands back toward the heels, broaden your shoulders, move the hips further forward, drop your head back. And again, if it's not comfortable to drop your head back, keep the gaze looking forward instead. Then lift the head looking forward, come out of the pose, walking your hands forward, nice and slow, down dog. Pigeon, raise your right leg up. Draw the right knee in toward the nose. So in a pointed toe position, angle your right thigh, right knee out to side, 30 to 45 degrees, and land the shin to the floor in a pointed toe position. With your hands supporting, inch your left knee further back so you can lower your hips, and then untuck your toes. Walk your hands back, lift the torso up to a more vertical line. This is where you start to feel, are your hips level? If you're off to one side and you're sitting down, you're going to feel like you're falling off to the side, right? You don't want that. You want to be level and balanced. If you're doing this right, you should be able to do this without your hands. All right, so your right thigh is angled off to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. Once you have that set, now you're ready to walk your hands forward. Forearms down, you can stay a little higher on your forearms, or you can make pillows with the hands and rest your forehead. Go a little bit lower. You are welcome to stay here for another 10 good breaths, long deep breaths in this passive pigeon. For those of you who like variations and want to work on something, you can always walk your hands back, lifting up your torso. By lifting up, you're going into a back bend. This might be really good for you. Or if you want to go even deeper, your right hand comes to the inside of the right knee for support. Bend your left knee, reach back again to bind, and then when you're ready, kick back. So you want the tension of that bow, and then once you kick back, your upper torso leans back, and maybe you can free up your right hand to take mermaid's pose. So Kelly, if you take that front thigh, so right now you're lining up your knee with the hip, right? If you take that front thigh and angle it off to the side, this will give you much better balance. There you go. Right? Do you feel the difference, right? Good. If you have mermaid two, you're going to grab the inside of the foot. Draw that foot in, slip that foot to your elbow crease. Reach your left hand toward the head, so it's getting closer. And then reach your right arm up and back into a bind. So this mermaid two, if you have it. If you don't have it, that is perfectly fine. Maybe you just want to go here to get into a nice back bend, a nice hip opener. If that is not even of any interest to you, stay in a passive pigeon. There's a lot of hip opening, a lot of relaxation happening here already, so you don't need to do any more than this, right? So always feel free, anytime we're holding a pose, it's your option to stay in a simple position and just rest or work on that, or take other options. You have about 2 more breaths. All right, let's start to break. Lift the torso back up. Take the right seat down and swing the left leg forward. You're probably off to the right side, so center your seat. Keep the left leg extended. Grab either side of the right foot and extend forward. Now, if you can fully extend the leg, fantastic. If that's not available to you, keep the right knee bending. Another option is to grab the back of the right leg. So any of those are good options. Now, once you have your footing, right, or your leg, if you tend to round the spine a lot, I want you to think about neutral spine by lifting your sternum up and leaning the head slightly back, so you will be looking up at an angle. So think about neutral spine here. Then shift back toward the sacrum, which is at the base of the spine. Bend your left knee, lift the foot off the floor. Then if you can, extend the left leg fully. If that's really hard for you to balance, keep the left knee bending. So looking to balance on the sacrum here as you extend the legs and extend the spine. Now, whether your left knee is bent or extended, it doesn't matter. Stay balancing as you free up your hands to reach out. So you're holding here, working on the subtle core. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the left heel back in. Swing the right leg all the way back. So through your pigeon, walk it back to your down dog. And then pedal out the legs, walk it out side to side. All right, come back to stillness in the down dog. Second side, right leg up for pigeon. Draw the right knee in toward the nose. So again, you're in a pointed toe position. Land that shin to your floor. Angle up. Sorry, we just did other side. as I was doing, I was like, wait a minute. Left leg up. Draw the left knee in. Land that shin to the floor. Left thigh angles out 30 to 45 degrees. You're balancing on your left shin. Reach your right knee further back so you can lower your hips, untuck your toes, walk your hands back, elongate through your spine. Once you're set, go ahead and walk your hands forward, forearms down, or making pillows with the hands and resting your forehead. Those of you taking variations, go ahead and take it. Walking hands in, you can just stay in a vertical line and working into back bend here. If you're going for mermaid, left hand to the inside of the left knee, bend your right knee, grabbing the right foot with your right hand, kick back for the bowing effect, and that will help you draw the upper torso back. Once you can free up the left hand to reach up, that is your pose for mermaid 1. Mermaid 2, grabbing the inside of the foot, draw that foot in, slip that foot to your elbow crease, and then taking your bind if you have it. So it seems like Kelly is much more tight on this side than the first side. I saw you in another pose where on this side you were much tighter too. So you have tighter hips on this side, dramatically more. Okay, yeah. I noticed for Patricia, your hip opening going this way is harder, but your hip opening going this way is much easier. Because when you were in your lizard, right, you were quite high. You could not take your forearms down. You were here. But here in your pigeon pose, like no problem, all the way down. All right, so those are the differences that we see, right? The anatomy of the body is very tricky. Sometimes you are flexible in all directions, in all shapes, right? Other times you're like super tight on one, the opposite is not. Side to side also, depending possibly if you have previous injuries or structurally you're just anatomically different on one side over the other. So all of those things can happen, right? So you just work with what you have and you do the best you can. And if it's possible, on the weaker, tighter side, if it's possible for you to gain more flexibility or more strength by putting more time into it, right? Holding the pose a little longer, working a little bit more deeply, etc. Maybe eventually you get in to be even on both sides. Eventually, maybe you can, maybe you can't. So it all depends. But do try the best you can to create symmetry in the body, right? All righty. Let's start to make your way back up. Left seat comes down. Swing the right leg all the way around. So you're probably off to the left side, so center your seat. And then as you swing the right leg forward, grab your left foot. So again, if you can fully extend the left leg, fantastic. If not, bend the left knee or grab the back of the left leg. If you tend to round the spine, I want you to lift your sternum, your heart center up, lean the head slightly back, and find that extension of the spine. Then start to shift back toward the sacrum. Bend your right knee and draw the foot in. Once you're starting to balance, pick up the right foot, see if you can balance here. If it's easy, maybe extend the right leg fully. Wherever you are, free up your hands. And holding here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee, draw the heel in. Swing the right leg all the way back and through that pigeon. Walk it back to the down dog. When you're feeling neutral, start to walk your feet forward toward your hands and take the seat down. Lean back and take your forearms down. Now, when you take your forearms down, right, try not to collapse onto your back, but instead press into your forearms, lift your chest. Feel like your entire back is activated and supported from the underside, right? Once you're set here, draw the knees in. You're going to lengthen out the legs. Bend the knees. Lengthen. Bend. 5. Bend. 4. Bend. 3. Bend. 2. Bend. 1. Bend. You're going to keep the feet close to the floor As you slide the legs forward to extend the legs, and then draw the knees in. Slide the legs forward, draw the knees in. Keep the feet close to the floor. 5, knees in. 4, bend. 3, bend. 2, bend. 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 more there. Or lift the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Draw the knees in, hugging the knees in. Then take some circles in one direction with your knees. So this to help you neutralize your core and then stretching your lower back. Come back to center. Go in the opposite direction a few times. Come back to center. Step the feet to the floor for bridge pose. So your feet are separated about hips width with your fingertips. Feel for the back of the heels. That's how you measure out where your feet should be. Then press your forearms and your hands down and lift the hips. So you're in a bridge pose, standing on your shoulders and your upper back. Then if you want to walk your hands in and create a fist, then walk your shoulders even closer toward each other. So you're stepping on the upper back. That's a bridge. Yogi's choice to stay here in a bridge, or if you have a deeper back bend, to take a wheel. Hands to your shoulders, elbows up, and then lift all the way up. All right, start to release your hands, lower all the way down, and then again, gently hugging your knees in toward the chest. Then keep the left knee in. Extend the right leg all the way out to the floor. Left arm out to a T and twist to the right. Draw the left knee back to center, hugging both knees in once again. All right, then keep the right knee in, extend the left leg out. Right arm out to a T, twist to your left. Take the right knee back to center, hugging both knees in. And then when you're ready, step the feet to the floor, slide the legs forward, Shavasana, final relaxation. Feet are separated, toes are gently turning out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up, eyes closed, and let it all go. Slowly start to draw your breath back in, moving your fingers and your toes. And reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions, and then rolling over to the right side. Come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. When you take your seat, let's take a non-dominant shin on top again so that you can use a non-dominant side to even out on both sides. Reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in practice. Come up. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. My name is Stephen Cheng, coming to you live from 333 Grand in downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the hybrid schedule, which is in person here at 333 Grand, as well as through Zoom. You can register for class through ubindi.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, classes are $10, and you can pay through Venmo or PayPal. Payment information on the bottom of the video, as well as my website, simhayoga.com. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.